Hola, ¿qué tal, amigos de FuXion? ¿Cómo están? Estoy aquí con Randy Gage, con quien tendremos una entrevista en exclusiva para FuXion. Let's talk a little bit about the industry. So, what do you like the best about it?
Well, the sexiest thing about the business is always has been and always will be is leverage. Because if you look at all the great fortunes that are created, if we go back to Forbes and Ford and Carnegie and Edison, all the people in Think and Grow Rich, and you fast forward to today, whether it's Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Michael Dell, Oprah Winfrey, Prince, Madonna, they all practice leverage in some form, because you can't create wealth if you're just trading hours for dollars or hours for pesos,
Gotcha.
hours for any currency, because there's not enough hours in the day.
It's a limited resource.
It's a very limited resource. You've got to have something that allows you to apply leverage, and that's the sexiest thing about network marketing.
Well, this year is the year of the million for FuXion. We are going to have, for the first time, 1 million points per week. So this is a big achievement for the company, and it's going to be exactly in the time that you are going to join us. So that will lead us and get us close to momentum. What would you advise our leaders to be prepared for? How they can prepare for momentum?
The way you prepare for momentum is you got to do all the fundamental stuff right. It's not does it work, but does it duplicate? So you have to have the system in place. People have to be trained on the system. People have to be following the system, because what makes momentum happen is you got to be scalable. In other words, you got to get someone, if they come in and they get really excited and they can sponsor 10 people in 48 hours, which some people can do, there's got to be a way to get those people trained and up to speed. So there has to be a new member orientation, a training. There's got to be systems that they can follow, because if they have to drive over to everyone's house and spend 3 hours going through everything with them, they can't do that for 10 people, because now it's 30 hours. Now it's a full-time job, and nobody can do it full-time when they start. Most people are going to have a job already or a business already, and they're going to do this part-time, 10, 12 hours a week. So if you want to hit momentum, all the boxes have to be checked. The system's got to be in place. The team is trained on the system. They're following the system. The tools are there for the system, because that's what makes it scalable. And it's a really exciting time, but you got to be ready for it, or it can be a really frustrating time. Yeah, because you may say, well, I don't need the system. I'm a great salesperson. I make great presentations. Well, that's good for you, but that works, but it doesn't duplicate, because most people can't do that. So you've got to do the business in a way that your people can replicate your results, and that's why the system is always important. However you bring in your people is how they're going to bring in their people. So it doesn't matter what you tell them to do or you try to train them. They're going to model what they saw you do. If you're bringing guests to home meeting, they're going to bring guests to home meetings. If you're bringing guests to the hotel presentation, they're going to bring guests to the hotel presentation. If you're using tools like videos to make the presentation, they're going to use the tools to make the presentation. But if you're a superstar who tries to do everything yourself and do your complete presentation yourself, they're going to try to do that, and then some of them are not going to be able to do that, and then they're going to get frustrated and they're going to either quit, or they'll just stay on and they'll be a customer, but they won't ever produce, they won't build business. Gotcha. So you always you follow the system, because whatever you do, that's what your people are going to try to model.
Okay. Okay, so let's give them some tips. Which are your 3 favorite tips to build?
Understand, it doesn't matter does it work, it matters does it duplicate.
Okay.
That is the mantra for every person in network marketing. You got to understand. So that's the first mantra. The second mantra is get proficient. A second step or tip would be get proficient at the basic skill set stuff, which is how to meet people, work in a candidate list, inviting, and follow-up. Those are the 4 basic skills you've got to get proficient at as quickly as possible. And then the third tip is do this with passion, intensity, and urgency. because that's what's going to attract people who want to be on your team, and it will feed on itself, and that will create energy, and that will create momentum.
So guys, we are here with Randy Gage. Don't miss it. This is a unique opportunity. This is something you want to be part of. So this is the year of the million. Este es el año del millón y Randy Gage nos va a acompañar a celebrarlo en Alumbra. No se lo pierdan y nos vemos allá. 5, 6 y 7 de junio, Quito, Ecuador, Alumbra 2014.
All right. Muchas gracias, cariños a todos.